Welcome to the Plaid Sheep Oracle. This is a pick a card message from the moon. There are 4 piles. I will show you each card, and each pile also has an object. So we have this moon from the Enchanted Förhäxa Tarot. And it comes with this origami crane. There's this moon from the Shadowscapes Tarot. And that comes with this little green serpentine that was found on the island of Guernsey. Which is one of the Channel Islands. Then there's this moon from the Mindscapes Tarot. And that comes with this piece of sidewalk chalk, which is very interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing how that shows up. And then this moon from the When Women Had Wings Tarot. And it comes with this piece of hematite. Okay, pile 1, which is this moon and the origami crane. Sort of a sweet, maybe a little sad moon. She seems that maybe she's a bit sad, and these fairies are here wanting to cheer her up, to enliven her. And even, you know, there's this, right, this reflection which seems different, and they are holding hands here. That there's some kind of comforting happening in that moon card. Oh, sovereignty, the queen of the moon. This is the Queen of the Moon Oracle, and here she is. Queen of Earth. Wealth. Kudzu, abundant growth, also willpower. Well, certainly, right, the origami crane is about luck. There is a story that if you fold 1,000 cranes, your wish comes true. This feels like, yes, comforting, but also, you know, really kind of a hang in there message. That you're doing, maybe that you're doing better than you think, that that change, that some sort of material abundance, or something that will fill a material need with this Queen of Earth and wealth and the kudzu, that it's here. To hang in there. That you're in better shape than you think. Maybe that you're further along than you think. That your frequency, your point of attraction is better than you think. Seven of Water. It is the Seven of Cups and can therefore be about not knowing how to choose or being overwhelmed by choice, but she doesn't seem to be. She seems quite sure about which star she's going to choose. On the underside, we have the Elder of Water, the King of Cups, who's been coming out everywhere. Five of Air, the Knight of Earth, the Four of Water, and the Council of Monarchs. Well, I'm going to say this, this message might, I think it could go two ways. One, it could be really comforting and, oh, thank goodness. Or it could be a little bit annoying, depending on where you are. So the Five of Air is, or can be, a kind of mental chaos. It can be having lots of crosswise thoughts, feeling, or thinking one thing now and then thinking something else an hour later. Right, a little bit of mental chaos. Who's under the Seven of Water? Oh yeah, see? It's the Ace of Air. And the Sun. And then there's this Knight of Earth. So this reading really is meant to comfort and to enliven and to, to get you to lift your head up if you've been staring into the abyss. Right? This Four of Cups is really beautiful, this Four of Water. Often the Four of Cups, seems like apathy or, it could be that you're here and that you're not paying attention, right, to this person that's happening behind you. But that isn't how it feels today. It feels just relaxed, that you would, that rather than, kind of gazing sorrowfully into this pool, believing that everything is terrible or that things are not happening, the moon wants you to re-envision this. To re-envision it, maybe to a time of imagination, to really focusing on the beauty that's around you. To know that things are happening. That there is movement, even if there doesn't seem like it. And it may not be sorrow that you're having. It may be just impatience. Where is it? Or it could even be boredom. And maybe the answer is to allow the boredom for a while. To maybe even to turn everything off. Because certainly many people talk about this, that the endless stream of stuff that we encounter, whether it's on social media or just, you know, digitally on websites and in this way, has really spoiled, in some ways, the downtime, has spoiled the moments of nothing happening. To reclaim the quiet space, to reclaim slowness, to reclaim peace, right? This sovereignty of the Queen of the Moon, to take back, take your mind back, take your time back, take your peace back, reclaim these things for yourself. Reclaim them so that you can be at peace, and these things, this material beauty can then flow into your life. Kind of, and reclaim living now. You are here, you're living now. Reclaim all of that. Right? This Council of Monarchs is also the Emperor in this deck. The double or triple, actually, with the Queen of Earth as well. Sense of sovereignty, of being in command, mastery of your attention, of your life, of what you're thinking about, of opinions, your own knowing. Because even really, you know, well-meaning things out there on the web are still sucking up your attention. Are still, you know, putting their ideas on top of yours. Maybe making you doubt yourself, or just simply maybe making you think about things more than is necessary. Take your time and energy and attention back, Howlin. Right, this Queen of the Moon. Pile 2, which is this Shadowscapes Moon, and this piece of serpentine stone from the island of Guernsey, which is one of the Channel Islands. It's an independent place and a tax haven. Oh, full moon, power. Oh, that's interesting. 10 of water. The High Priestess. Sassafras. Healing and self-care. Well, you know, she's got this mask that she's holding. This certainly seems like removing the mask. And I want to say that it's removing the mask of helplessness, a mask of victimhood, perhaps, or at least of, you know, maybe being at the mercy of things. You know, whether that's the mercy of invisible forces, or the mercy of your government, or the mercy of your family, or, you know, whoever it is. And sometimes, you know, that can feel not so much like you're a victim, but just that you don't really have any say in anything. Because the thing that's happening may not be bad as such. You know, sort of a silly example is that you're with your family and everybody decides they want to go have, you know, pizza, but you would really prefer sushi. And you get pulled along with a pizza crowd. And you feel as if you have, you know, that somehow there's no choice. But that's false. So there's some kind of mask you've been wearing that whose job it is to reduce your power, to reduce your ability to make choices for yourself. To reduce your power in general. And even maybe to reduce your happiness. I've said this before, and I've certainly experienced it, the way that we can bond over complaining. You know, it can be something as simple as the weather. Oh, yeah, it's been raining all week. I know, it's been terrible and humid here. To join in on that kind of thing. Because it, you know, it feels like camaraderie. You know, intense events and difficulty are often really good at creating camaraderie. And we can join in on that. You know, maybe we're worried that if we're really happy that people will stop talking to us. Because we're just so annoying and cheerful and happy and all joy-filled. Who could stand that? But that is this. This Buddha does not concern himself with other people's opinions about how he should be. You know, that he should be angry or mournful or offended or whatever it is. You know, if someone writes about their bad humid weather, you know, he's going to say, well, you know, we've had really beautiful weather, or you know, I really enjoy the humidity. It feels so good to my skin. And not feel even remotely apologetic about doing that. Right? And that is, in that space is where the messages can come through. And also where the healing happens. You know, this doesn't mean that you try to cheer up somebody who has reasons to be sad. This is not about forcing other people or, you know, trying to jolly other people into things. This is about expressing your true emotion. And doing it appropriately. You know, if someone is sad about something, you know, they had a failure or something went wrong and they're a little bummed about it, you're not, you know, going to show up, you know, waving pom-poms and, but neither are you going to sink down into their space. Right? You want to see them, you know, kind of in your mind's eye as their happy self. And then just hold that image. And hold that joy yourself. And then maybe they can loosen and join you in that space. Right? This healing, this self-care, this caring about how you feel. Seeing the world with a loving eye. You know, taking off the mask of cynicism. Let's see what else Tarot has to say about it. And that it's in this space that the messages come. The High Priestess card says discernment, prescience, prophecy, and vision. Oh, very joyful, 4 of Wands. Who's on the underside? Oh, the Queen of Pentacles and her creation. You know, I'm thinking about the serpentine stone, and one, it is a stone associated with creativity, but also that it comes from Guernsey. You know, these islands that they live between the UK and France in the English Channel. They do their own thing, regardless of what's happening on either side. 2 of Pentacles. The Fool. The Ace of Wands. And the World. So yes. Who's under there? Oh, there she is. The High Priestess. Right under there. And the Lovers. So taking off this mask of cynicism, of grief, of rage, of anything that you're walking around with, maybe to fit in, maybe because you've been doing it for a long time and it just is comfortable, familiar. Possibly you don't even really know that you're doing it, or you know that it is a mask that you're wearing. This feels today particularly like a choice. Which world do you want to inhabit? And then when you make that choice, you go fully. Right, with this new vision. And that will bring you this new world. Right? It'll give you the ability to create this world. And I think to contribute to the healing of the world. Oh, pile 2. Do your own thing. Forget what everybody else is doing. No, pile 1 had a bit of that too. I wonder if that's going to be a theme throughout the piles. Pile 3, which is this moon from the Mindscapes Tarot, and this piece of sidewalk chalk. Which I'm, of course, it's making me think of Mary Poppins. Realization. The 6 of water. The water fairy. Oh, and the crow, which says dashed hopes and mourning, but I associate this card with messages, right? The mailbox. It is card 16, which is the tarot, the tower's number in tarot. But that maybe the message is very significant. I mean, this certainly seems as if with the realization card, that you have either had or are about to have this realization. And I don't know, you know, these two seem very much like the same person. And here she's she seems to perhaps be in pain, that she has, you know, a stomach ache, or she's nauseated. And then here, it's like she's heard something. And she turns, and there's this realization that takes her out of that. So maybe you've been in a space where you think that all is lost, or maybe you feel overwhelmed. There may be things to do with the past. The 6 of Cups does sometimes talk about the past, ways that we may hold on to it, or that it creeps up into the present. But there's something that's going to show up. There's going to be an event or a message. Something is going to happen that may be significant if we're thinking about the Tower here. And it's going to change everything. You know this, right? We have night on this side and day on this side. You're gonna see things from a completely different perspective. I'm seeing now this sidewalk chalk as you know, maybe something being rewritten, but also perhaps as something that seemed to be a dream actually coming to life. That maybe something you were creating in your mind, something that you've imagined many times, the things you've daydreamed about, coming into being after you have this realization. And it seems to me that you're realizing that things are not as you thought they were. That you're seeing things from some completely other side. You know, what you thought was black is actually white. You know, what you thought was a problem is actually the solution. What you thought was a no is a yes. Ah, Two of Branches, Two of Wands on the bottom. And the Six of Cups here, Six of Tides on the underside, but a very different kind of feeling in this card. Some of the Two of Branches. Oh, the Three. So going from the 2 to the 3. 8 of Branches. Judgment. The 5 of Spires. The Great Work. Oh, that's an extra card in this deck. And the Queen of Stones. So there's some rapid movement here because we have 2, 3, and then we move to 8. And then this Judgment. I feel as if initially there may not be a lot, you know, there isn't a ton of difference. I mean, there's more little trees here, but it doesn't seem that different. And it's the same basic landscape, but then we move into here. And this is the entirely new reality. And this 5 of Spires, which is the 5 of Swords, but there's this, right, this kind of keep here. You know, I kind of seems to me that you've entered this town where judgment is, and you get to the top of a building and you look out into the landscape. Right? And you see that there's so much more out there than you thought. That maybe if you thought you were at a standstill, that you couldn't, that change wasn't going to happen, or that everything was going to turn out wrong, or that you were just constantly overwhelmed. You didn't know how to, kind of get yourself out. That whatever this event is, whatever this crow brings you, is going to make you see things differently. It almost feels as if you thought you were trapped, in this place. And that you turn around and suddenly see that you're not, that you can just leave. That you can just walk away. That this is the scene that's behind you. It's actually making me think a little bit. I'm going to pull it out since I'm going to say that underneath the Three of Branches is the Hermit card. And the Hermit is here. And that maybe that is a sign. But what I'm thinking of I often feel like I've always started on the wrong end when I look for cards. Oh, there it is. This Ten of Wands. That you are surrounded by this thicket. And now I'm sort of thinking, with this chalk, the chalk is decidedly not permanent. Right? You can just wash it right off the sidewalk or wipe it off the chalkboard. That what you think of as really permanent and hard and fixed in some way is as easily removed as chalk. And then we have this Queen of Stones. This coming into material ease, into bodily ease. This could have to do with actual something in the body, a chronic pain or illness, some sort of dis-ease that you carried for a long time, that you thought was permanent, you thought you were going to have to live with it. And then something happens. And I think that whatever that is going to be different for each person, whether it's an encounter that you have or an event that occurs or an astrological transit that helps you to see things differently. You will find your way to this easeful place. Pile 3. Oh. Pile 4. This moon from the When Women Had Wings Tarot. And the hematite. She has a bit of a high priestess vibe, this moon woman. There's also something that feels, I don't know, not like a performance exactly, but that she does have some sort of audience. All blossoming. Four of water. Communication. Pair of shoes. Coupling, partnership. Huh. Well, this certainly does seem like you are being offered something. And with this hematite, which is heavy, right? It's iron. Hematite for heme, in the blood. And it can be made magnetic. There's something here about you being offered some sort of partnership. That there's some kind of blossoming going on your end. And that as a result of this, you become magnetic. You gain spiritual weight, right? You become magnetic. You become like your gravity increases. So that things are attracted to you. And this brings in an offer of partnership of some kind. I imagine that it can be anything. It does have a feeling of materiality. There is the heaviness of the hematite, this blossoming that you're having, this, you know, that there's this pearl that you're being offered. And maybe this is you, this moon woman. That you are, whether you know it or not, having an audience of people. That there is attention being paid because of this increased magnetism. Oh yeah, Two of Cups. And the Knight of Cups underneath. Well, it does seem like a romantic overture, but it could just be someone showing up with what you've been looking for, what you are, your perfect match. You know, here too with this 3-3. Who's underneath the Two of Cups? Oh, the Fool. And also Judgment. And this particular Judgment always feels telepathic to me. You know, that these people down here are receiving the angel's message psychically. It may be that whoever this is that you are attracting, and it does seem, I think that it is a who, even if it has to do with a job, that there is a person involved. You know, someone who has their own business and asks you to join them as a partner, or the person who hires you, who is really going to be working closely with you, that you're going to have a really good rapport, that you will, as they said in the Regency, deal extremely. Oh, look at that, the Lovers. The Emperor. The Six of Wands. The Ten of Pentacles. Who's this? Oh, the King of Wands. So, yes. So whoever this is, and I think that it is this Emperor, whoever this is powerful, is sovereign, is materially comfortable. And they want to share that with you. And that there also is this creative component. This feels like the two of you together. That the two of you together kind of create this King of Wands feeling. That together you are a, you know, a force of nature, a creative force. And I don't think that you have to, that this isn't about you doing anything in particular. You are going on as you have been. You're allowing whatever this blossoming is to go on. You go on without being really self-conscious. You know, maybe now that you've seen this, you realize that there is a tension, whether it's psychic attention or whether, you know, possibly it's somebody who's actually seen you. I don't have the sense that this is someone that you know, like a friend or someone that you're already, you know, kind of familiar with. But they may be somewhere in your social sphere. They may work somewhere else in your company if it has to do with that. You know, and they've seen you and they, you know, offer you a place in their department. It could be, if you do have, you know, something you post in the world, that they've seen it, perhaps. But whatever it is that you're doing, just carry on. It is attracting this person. Now, I want to know a little bit more. You know, do you have a long time to wait, or it can be very tricky to get these answers from the tarot, but I'm nosy. And I know that if it were me who picked this pile, I would want to know more about timing or something. Give us a little bit more. Oh, 7 of Cups on the bottom. 10 of Pentacles on the underside. Who's under the 7 of Cups? Oh, the 5 of Swords. Okay. What do we have? Oh, Judgment. The 9 of Pentacles. And the 10 of Cups. So, we're not really getting any more. Carry on. Carry on as you are. And it may be that it's a little bit different for everybody. I want to say that this is not in the distant future. That would be a little obnoxious, I think. That this is a message to, you know, keep an eye out for when it comes. Know that it is coming. Feel confident that it is coming. And carry on as you have been, because you're doing great. Right? Be victorious. Oh, pile 4. I hope that these were encouraging messages from the moon. I wish all of you the very best, and I will see you next time. So long.